Hi everyone. Welcome to this recording as we discuss the present situation due to the pandemic and also about what Group India we as a team have been able to do in order to help the churches to conduct an online VBS in this difficult time. I hope you're all doing well, you're all keeping well. You have been in our prayers and we'll continue to pray for you. We hope to help you to this discussion today. Joining me today are two of my colleagues. We have Jason, who is a resource mobilization consultant, and Sese, who is a content and production lead. I am Yatan, and I am the church relations coordinator. Before we start, I think it's good to remember the goodness of God, even in this unprecedented and difficult situation that we're in and we're facing together. He has been providing all of our needs, and it's important to remember that He reigns sovereign over all circumstances. How fitting is the theme of this year's VBS, Doctrinal VBS, that Jesus power pulls us through in this difficult time where we're all going through difficult situations. It's important and it's an encouragement for us to remember that no matter what we go through, Jesus' power is strong enough to pull us through. And I think it is a message that the children in our community and our friends and family need to hear about this in our church and community. And it is a mission for us all that we have this beautiful opportunity to take this message to the children in our church and community through the VBS. And after planning for a while, after a lot of brainstorming and discussion, we have been able to come up with a guideline and how so that we'll be able to do an online VBS. So today we'll be discussing some of the questions that you may have and most of us might be having about the online VBS and how will it work and what will it look like. So we'll have Sese, me, and Jason. The three of us will be discussing these questions today. Let's start with the first question. Now, what does an online VBS look like, and how is it different from the regular VBS that we've been having?
Yeah, thank you, Yatan. Yes. What we're going to be seeing or here is, at this difficult time, we're just trying to use technologies and be able to reach out to children and provide use these platforms that are there and conduct our VBS. That's why we have this online VBS. So basically, what this online VBS is the concepts will be the same. The concepts what we have. Anyone who has done VBS so far, especially groups VBS, they will be still using the same concept and principle in terms of how they're going to be doing the VBS. Only thing is, yes, definitely there are different differences that will be there. So, for instance, when you do the regular VBS, it happens at the church. You are present physically with the kids, with the children. You are able to have that fellowship, that connection. But now it will be all virtual. So everything will be online. So because of the COVID-19 situation and the regulations that we have to follow, social distancing, and just to keep everyone safe, everything will be virtual now. So that will be one major difference that churches would have to experience, as well as kids would have to experience this year for the VBS. And apart from that, we would still have the 8 through 8 groups that we have had in the regular VBS. Even for the online VBS, we'll be having the preschoolers, the schoolers, and teens. So that age group doesn't change. So we would continue to be having. It depends on how the churches would want to schedule each timing for each slot and all of that. That would come down to the decision-making body of the church, or the VBS team basically. And apart from that, the station-wise, we would have all the stations. So we would have the Bible Adventures, we would have the Imagination Station, we would have the Kid Vid, because since this is not a physical, you're not physically present with the kids, we have removed or kind of kept out the games because that involves a lot of physical movement and other things. So the games would be not part of the online VBS, but you still have the option for snacks if you would want to do snacks. Churches or VBS directors can talk to the family direct them and instruct them on how they can. So in that sense, the station wise as well, everything would be almost the same except for maybe games and on the snacks station that we would usually have. And you would have both the sing and play session and the Rocky Railway wrap up, which happens at the end of the session. So you still have both of those two sessions at the beginning and the end. So that also will be there. But only thing, like I said, it will be over the um, over the internet. It will be a virtual experience. So kids would not be seeing their station leaders or the VBS director or all of the volunteers dancing in front of them, but it will be over through the television or through laptop or whichever gadgets they're using over it. And apart from that, decoration wise, yeah, usually it used to be a lot of we used to have a lot of decorations when we do in the regular VBS. Now what you can do is you just have a small background behind you, which right now we unfortunately don't have. We You just need to have one small background behind you, just maybe the Rocky Railway. We have all of that in our the starter kit and the pen drive that we give to the churches. So you just have to print the small, say, background. Background. It's on a fabric, and you just put that up. And the decoration wise, it would be that. So there's nothing much except that it would be a virtual experience kids will be having, and it will be just through online. So that, in a nutshell, is like how the VBS, regular VBS is different from the online VBS that we will be having this year. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sase. And what are some of the preparations that we will be needing in order to get started with this online VBS?
Well, hello everyone, and hope everybody is doing good. And it's really great for us to reach out to all of you at this time, uh, knowing that we can still continue to minister to our children, and definitely taking advantage of the innovative, technology that is available for us to reach individually to all the children and be able to help them experience Jesus. And even as Yathan pointed out, the whole theme is so appropriate for the situation that the whole world is facing right now. And yeah, kids would be having a lot of questions, and the theme very much addresses them in different ways, even talking about how Jesus helps us through in hard times and helps us to put our hope in him and things like that. And I'm sure this is going to be a great blessing. And talking about preparation, one of the main things we encourage all of the churches to do is to you know uh, pray and ask God to help us to effectively reach the children. And apart from that, there is a lot of preparation in terms of firstly, for the churches to have access to the starter kit. The starter kits are available at group publishing office, and then the churches are expected to come to the office, send a volunteer to collect the starter kit from you, and so that all the VBS team, the directors and the station leaders will have access to the material for them to go through and get prepared with the content. And apart from that, another preparation would be for them to arrange for a technical team, people who are technically savvy and who have knowledge about how to use the platform for live telecasting or even a pre-recorded segment of the VBS. And so getting help from teams would be great because they are very well versed with you know these live technologies like Facebook Live, or even going YouTube or broadcasting a pre-recorded segment. And and also getting your team ready, and all the volunteers that you might need for and the station leaders, um, the directors for the preschool schoolers and teens, depending on how it works for your church. And yeah, so these are some of the things that you need in terms of the basically getting everything prepared for the VBS, and also letting the church know the dates and when it's going to happen, getting the people signed up for that, so that you know how many children are going to be participating. So these are some things that you need simply to get ready for the VBS.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. We also have a lot of volunteers and teachers who will be taking part in the VBS now to make this possible. So, what are the roles that they can play, both station leaders and parents at home who are with children, in order to make this VBS online experience like an effective one?
Yes, yeah. Uh, I wish honestly this year was not like this the way it was. It is right now. I mean, kids would have really enjoyed the theme that we have had for this year, and but unfortunately,
Hmm.
with the COVID-19 situation, everyone is stuck at home, and I think the whole world right now has been just the whole world is at standstill right now.
Yeah.
And at this time, the roles that especially the station leaders or the volunteers or the parents play become very important for them because we are trying to reach out to children at this time when they need much more encouragement.
Yeah.
And see the station leaders, definitely the roles will be, I mean, the roles are still the same.
Yeah.
They still have to present the lessons. They have to go through the lessons with the kids and all of that, but it's not like the same like they have had in the previous years. So this is more of it will be a little bit I don't know if it will be an awkward experience for them just teaching over the or maybe just presenting the lesson over say a laptop or a gadget through online, and the same thing will be for the children as well. But the good thing is with the platforms available, we are able to reach out to children, and station leaders. The roles is to prepare well and do their best at these hard times for them to read, connect with the kids and get across the message that Jesus power pulls us through these BBS that we are doing. And I think that's very is something that is very important. So what they have to do is the roles that they would do is it would be mostly the presentation of the lesson, but it depends on whether they are going to do it live, like a real time telecast or streaming, or is it going to be a pre-recorded? If it's going to be pre-recorded, so they have to take the video, they have to take the record the video, and if it's not something that they are happy with, they have to retake, and all of that comes into play. So that's the role that the station leaders would play. The volunteers can help in the packing and arranging the materials for the kids, the student resources that will be there, the gizmos and all of that. So that also becomes a lot of hands will be needed on that.
Hmm.
And just like the regular VBS, there will be a lot of packaging and things that has to be taken care of. So volunteers' roles are as important as ever. And the parents, I think here the parents' roles become very important
Yeah.
compared to maybe the previous years,
Hmm.
where parents have not actually interacted with kids in the VBS unless they were part of the VBS. But now, whether they like it or not, they are with the kids, and they have this very important role of facilitating the whole VBS with the help of the station leaders, and they being at home with the kids, they become more like the crew leaders for the kids. And I think it's very important that the parents are also well versed with the VBS, and they take extra effort to make sure that the kids enjoy the experience of this VBS. So basically, that's the role that each whether it's the station leaders, the volunteers, or the parents, each one has their own role, and they'll be playing those roles. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Sase. I would like to touch on the part where how do the volunteers or how does the church get the resources for this online VBS? So, as Jason mentioned earlier, the main starter kit is what is compulsory for the church to buy. So you need to buy the starter kit, which has all the manuals. And then we have an online VBS guide, which is a PDF which we have prepared, which you can download, and the link will be in the description of this video. You can click on that link and you can download the guidelines from there. And there are videos for Imagination Station and other videos which will be useful for you. And that also you can download from the link in the description. So you have to drive to our office, Group India office, and you have to collect the starter kit. So you can send someone to collect the student resources as well. So from there, when you get that resource and take it to your church office, from there you can bring in volunteers and they can distribute to different families, and then you can figure out what is the safest way while abiding the rules and regulations, that you can make sure that you take all the students' resources to the respective students' home. So yeah, so the first step will start at coming and buying the starter kit from the office. If the courier is available, if you can somehow find a way to ship it to you, we will do that. We want to make it as easy as possible. But if not, you'll have to come and you'll have to collect it. Otherwise, if there are any other resources that you need, say the music is available online, you can download the Sing and Play, and then there are other resources which are available online. All the soft copies, you can just give us a call, we can send you the link. Things are able available to be downloaded from our website as well, and we'll be posting more information and all the resources you will need. There are blogs on our website, there are tips on our website. You can go through it and you can read how you can do things better. And if not, you can just feel free to give us a call for any kind of resource or help that you need during so while you're planning on conducting the online VBS. Um, Swiftly moving on, what are some of the challenges that the church can expect to face while doing an online VBS like this, which is so different from the regular VBS that they've been doing, and how can they overcome some of those difficulties?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different VBS. It's for everyone, even for us. I think we've never had any online VBS. I mean, there are online classes and other things, but VBS is something that is new. So definitely will be a new experience for the kids as well as for the teachers, like I said previously. So one of the things that they would have to, get used to with the kids also is the virtual experience of having the VBS. So it's like how we are communicating right now at different places through gadgets, through laptops, or devices that are available. So that's one thing. Maybe I don't know. It can be a challenge. It can be, kids can feel can find it like because since it's a new experience, it can take some time for them to adjust or to be able to get used to it. That's one thing. But apart from that, I think the experience itself, uh, if kids are able to, if the station leaders are able to do it well, I think that they can minimize that whole experience. That that the gap or the connection between the kids and the station leaders, that can be cut down. Otherwise, that can be a little bit of an obstacle for them. Apart from that, say gadgets wise, the internet speed, you would definitely have to have challenges could be you don't you need to have a good internet speed. Otherwise, it could be a challenge for you where you're not able to stream the VBS properly online, and that could be a challenge. You need to have a proper gadget, say a laptop, or even a mobile phone, where you can actually see the station leaders and on the other side of the line properly, and view it nicely. That could be those are the things. And I think apart from that, the challenges are quite not that much, except for say for those technical issues that can come up. And the best way is always to go to the experts. Like Jason said before, there could be some people who are in the church, very tech savvy, who know the house of how internet works, or how how to operate laptop and all of this to live stream and to go and do this recording, all of this. So all of this can be they can make use of people that are from the church who are experts in these areas, in these fields. And I think in that way they can overcome these challenges. And maybe if they're doing a live recording, the problem with, like I said, the virtual experience is, if they're not doing a live experience, they would probably have to pause the video when they're asking questions to the kids, so that kids have time to respond. Or it could be through comment section, if they're doing it on Facebook Live. Or if they have the say facilities in the church, they can probably do a live experience and a real-time experience of streaming the whole VBS thing. And that would be actually a great thing. So otherwise I think there is not much challenges that they could face, except for this technical thing.
Yeah. And also there's a suggestion, like if they're going live, the minimum requirement of bandwidth for internet is about 600 kbps,
Mm-hmm.
so that's not uh, too much.
Yeah.
And also, like if you want like really good quality, about 1.5 mbps would be enough.
Yeah.
So you can just go to like the browser and test the speed of your internet when you're doing telecast or
Mm-hmm.
the live broadcast, so that whether it will be something that will be possible, or you can pull it off.
Yeah. 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 I'm sure. Yeah, those were some very useful information there. So what is the feasibility of an online VBS? Is it too difficult? Who is this VBS for? And what's the feasibility and the scope of the online VBS?
Actually, like when we look at a regular VBS, there is so much of work involved. The manual labor is a lot,
Mm,
just in terms of the decoration and the publicity, the physical handouts, and getting people signed up when they come to church, or it's a month long process.
mhm,
And arranging snacks and all those things. But
mhm,
if you just look at this online VBS, it definitely is going to be a lot more easier in that sense. All it takes is for a team to
mhm.
come in front of the camera and
Yeah.
presentate the material,
Mhm.
and then the children are able to view it and they're able to interact it depending on whether it's a live or a pre-recorded segment.
Yeah.
And that being said, supposing we are doing a regular VBS, there's a lot of investment goes into play also.
Mm,
Like one of the big investment for all churches goes into the snacks as well.
mhm,
And the good thing is, like right now, because of the situation, we're not really spending a lot of money on the snack itself. But then, our suggestion is that you invest on the right things for the children to get access to the materials. It will help them experience Jesus in
yeah.
a better way.
Yeah.
And for that, like we have the student supplies. Each day, the children can relate to a scientific gizmo
Mm,
that talks about the Bible point and
mhm,
helps them to experience Jesus in that sense.
yeah.
And the church is pointing their investments in this direction is going to benefit them more in terms of the purpose of what the VBS is being done for. You're doing the VBS
Yeah.
for the children to experience Jesus. It's an outreach that we want to, and also that getting these things to the children, they'll be excited that they're getting something during this time of lockdown.
Yeah.
They're not able to go meet
Yeah.
their friends, and no birthday parties, no going to churches, no going outside. They're just at home, and it would be something new for them to get a package just for them for these 5 days of BBS, for them to experience that whole thing.
Mhm,
And yeah, all the other things, in like if you're doing a station, it's all available there when your team is recording, except that in terms of the imagination station,
mm,
we already have a recorded segment, so you might not really do a recording for that. You just
yeah.
have to download it from our link. We have an expert who our field test staff, Shannon, who's done the VBS, and she will be taking us through the imagination station. So that's one station work less for your teams if you are willing to use that.
Yeah.
And so in terms of feasibility, in terms of the volunteers also, it's not a lot of work for the volunteers. You can just help them assigning each volunteer to a number of kids, so they are more like the crew leader,
Mhm,
and they can help you pack those material for each kid and do the delivery for them also.
mhm,
And the three things involved in this VBS: one is like the package for each child, and
mhm,
how the child can receive the package,
mhm,
and how the teams can do the VBS on each day. And it would take about 2 hours for all the stations in the VBS. So how do the children get the packages? Like either the parents individually go to the churches.
mhm,
Churches can make arrangements for the children, parents to come and pick their packages, or you can have the volunteers
mhm,
to go to this number of children, maybe like 5 to 6 children you can assign to each volunteer, and they can go and deliver these packages for the children so that they can have access to these materials. So feasibility wise, it's much easier compared to a regular VBS because the work effort is much lesser.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Jason. Yeah, it's definitely feasible. There may be a little bit of challenges here, but then I think it's doable for churches if they have the right team with the internet, all of the facilities that they require. I think it's really doable for churches, and it would be great if churches do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Suppose a church does not want to do an online VBS. What are the other options for those kind of churches who say that no, we want to do an actual VBS where there is person-to-person interaction? What are some of the other options and what they can look forward to in that case?
I mean, definitely. Yeah, it's the VBS will be still available. Is We're not going anywhere right now. Only thing is with the academic sessions, the whole thing changing, the academic cycle changing. We don't know when the kids are going to be having their vacations. So, but then this VBS is just a 5-day VBS, but you don't need exact 5 days to do it. You can do club maybe probably day one and day two in one day, and then you can finish in 3 days, 2.5 days, or depending on however you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So those options are still available,
Yeah.
and it can be just even a weekend VBS. Started off Friday or Saturday and Sunday. It can be like that. So depending on whenever, say Dasara or Christmas or even other holidays that you kids will get, I think the option to do the regular VBS is still out there. I mean, churches should not be discouraged that okay, the year is gone, or it's like this that they're not able to do VBS. I
Mm-hmm.
think we just want to encourage churches to that they can still do the regular VBS anytime later of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would also like to add that where looking at the whole number of churches looking at doing VBS, groups VBS, there are only about 30% of the churches who are wanting to do an online VBS.
Mm-hmm.
70% of the churches are still waiting for them to do the regular VBS. They want to have the regular VBS experience. So churches who want to do a regular VBS, you can always do it another time, and there would definitely come a time during this year in which you could use it. We still, as Sese pointed out, we still have to see how many days of holidays we would get, say for Dasra or Diwali, or even a weekend would be enough for us to pull the VBS off. So we will definitely partner with you all, be it an online VBS or even a regular VBS. We are excited
Yeah.
that we can help children draw closer to Christ.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Very true insights. So so as we come towards the end, what are some of the tips that you would like to give, a message you would like to leave the churches with as they go about this online VBS, if you have anything?
I think it's always good for a church to know clearly like how many children will be participating in the VBS. Maybe you can do a good publicity on this, and maybe like 1 week before the VBS, you can have online sign up sheets so that children can sign up, and it's good to know how many children are going to be there to get the team excited, or even for you to work more to know bring in more children. And also like we do not we will definitely maybe even have access to children who are not really physically be able to come to church, even to the regular VBSs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great opportunity for me reach those children also, children who are even outside the community of the church itself. So um, yeah, and also like definitely there are links and guidelines available on our websites and other links that we might be posting, and you can go to those guidelines, just the online VBS itself,
Mm-hmm.
and you will definitely be able to see it's something that is definitely possible.
Yeah.
And we are really excited to see how many children are going to come close to Jesus through this.
Yeah. I mean, really want to appreciate churches that are even planning and thinking of doing a VBS despite the hard times that we are in actually,
yeah,
and want to encourage
Yeah.
them that they're doing something really good at this time, where they're trying to, and I think the VBS, the team that we have this year, once again, I think really would help kids learn about, the power of Jesus. Difficult times, Jesus' power will pull us through. Whether they are down, whether they are,
Yeah.
going going through these hard things that we don't understand, I
yeah,
think this VBS would be a real blessing for them. And I'm really happy that they are actually planning. And so, maybe all the best, and pray that God, we will continue to pray. If there are any things that, churches or VBS leaders, they are planning to do VBS, and if they want to contact, or if they require any help from us,
yeah.
they're always welcome, and they're always free to, contact us and get in touch with us. We will be there to assist and help in any ways that we can. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. That's so true. Also, would like to encourage churches that the guidelines which we have and what we have discussed here today, these are not hard and fast rules. If you have better ideas, if you can do more than this and be more creative, if you have the resources and the manpower to do it, please go ahead and do it. We would be encouraged as a team here in Group India, and it would be an encouragement to your community church and other churches as well. So, would like to encourage you to do that. Yeah, be energetic and enthusiastic. This is it's a VBS, even if it's not the regular VBS that we're doing, and it's a mission that we is important that we reach out to children and really bring out the theme in this time of difficulty, which can be so meaningful that Jesus' power will pull us through. Children are going through difficult times. They have lost so much of the privileges of hanging out with friends and not being outside. So it is difficult for the children, for the parents. So it can be an event, a ministry that will bring everyone together, the church together, and the community together. So I would like to encourage the churches to do that. Really appreciate Sase and Jason for taking the time and with me to discuss these issues, which I'm sure was helpful, and many churches would have had similar questions. If we did not answer some of the questions you have, please reach out to us, give us a call. We'll be leaving a number in the description of this video. You can call us or you can write to us. So we'll be available. We want to help you. We'll reply to your messages, to your calls, and we want to make sure that you understand everything clearly and you don't have any doubts, so that you can go ahead and plan for the VBS as effectively as possible. And yeah, it's such a joy and such a great mission to be able to bring VBS to children in this time of difficulty. Certainly will be a time of joy when children are able to experience the VBS from wherever they are, even if you plan to do the online VBS or the regular VBS. I'm sure we will all be able to do. Let's be encouraged, and let's remember that Jesus' power will pull us through. That's the key. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Atin.
Thank you,
Thank
Yatan.
you.
Yeah.